Hello, welcome in. Happy late night. This is a reading for Monday, but hey, if when you see it is when you see it, and it will be for you. So, let's get into the channeled messages for today. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and if not, I hope it gets better from here. Hi, Liz. Hello. So, channeled songs that I have was You Were Right by Rufus Du Sol, and synchronicities are the numbers 1313, 1331, 511, 1515, 2002, and 222. Hi, Majestic. As well as you could have had nightmares recently, specifically if it involves spiders, clowns, or being paralyzed by shadows. Crazy dreams. Spiders is also relevant. The movie Gremlins is relevant. Fatigue, as well as Archangel Michael. Hello, Lost Mama. So, find somewhere to put this. Goodness gracious. And let's get into astrological house and zodiac sign for what this collective reading is for. Hi, everyone. My goodness. The house that this will be in is, oh, that's funny, the house of communication. It's also known as the house of siblings. So that's interesting because this is also the number of Archangel Michael who came through earlier, so that's funny. And then we have it in the sign of 2, 3, that was number 4, where'd it go? Cancer. So, alright, giving sibling energy, doesn't have to be. Family patterns around communication. Alrighty. We could also be a very emotional speaker in our emotions. That's fine. Hello, everyone. Let's hop into some runes for more details. Let's go on with the house of communication and siblings in Cancer. Let's see. Very watery too, so could be some intuitive hits. Perhaps you have a sibling who's passed and you're getting dream messages from them. Doesn't have to be, but that came up for some reason. What else? 20 more. 3. Okay, another 3. 3s are important. Looks like we have... goodness. Yeah, somebody here could have butterfingers and might have been dropping a bunch of stuff as well. We have Ansus for a message. Like I said, what'd I say? A message. Manas, humanity. Thank you for the likes. Message, humanity, and Canas for fire and creativity. Interesting. Okay. So that's really cool. So a message, humanity, creativity. It's also like fire and will. That's what that rune also symbolizes. Let's get into charms as well. Thank you for the follow and the gifts. My goodness. What else? Oh, another 3. Yeah, 333. I told you Archangel Michael is very significant here. I see the diamond in the rough. Hi, Miss Kay. Diamond in the rough. So someone here, you guys could have gone through a whole lot of pressure, rough childhood. You see how the diamond here has it's not like its normal polished quality. It's more of like the raw diamond. Still equally as valuable, even if people would look at it and they wouldn't see it that way because it's a little scuffed up. Could be you, rough life. And we have, this is the clear quartz charm. Clear quartz is about transmuting negative energy. So it's transmuting things like evil eye, things like, that clouded energy, that type of thing. And we have intuition. The intuitive charm, little crystal ball. So intuitive nudges. Interesting. I like where this is going. Cancer is also a very intuitive sign. So like I said, we could be getting some interesting messages in our dreams. Especially if they're nightmares, right? Nightmares can often act as warnings. Maybe not literal warnings, but for instance, say you had a nightmare about a clown. It means that there's someone in your vicinity who is wearing a mask, right? If you have a nightmare about spiders, it could be, especially baby spiders, that usually means that you have a fear or anxieties or worries about new relationships. Interesting, right? So let's get into, these are my yes/no tarot cards. You don't have to ask me anything. You don't got to give me anything. Think your question. What I pull is your answer, okay? I don't want you to put your business out there on the internet. That's for you, not for me and everyone else. So, oh goodness. So let's see. Let's tap in, Spirit. Tap me into the collective here. Someone here could really like mushrooms. I'm seeing the, what's that one called? The chanterelle mushroom, like that really pretty graceful one that has like a really pretty, like, it kind of looks like a tutu. I don't know why that's important. So yes, keep your question in mind as I pull, and let me see if I can connect to the overall collective. Oh, that's funny. Well, it seems like I've connected to you, Miss K. That's so funny. Spirit, tell me what's going on with the collective. No, hold on. There we go. Tell me what's going on with the collective at this time. And answer any yes/no's that are currently being thought in people's minds right now. What's going on with the collective at this time? Yeah, I keep seeing that little mushroom in my incense smoke. That's so funny. It looks like whoever's asked a question, your answer is yes. The answer is yes. And it looks like some of you are getting into your power. I really love that, right? Here's all the things about the Queen of Wands right here. The Queen of Wands is the manifestation queen, right? She is the one that is able to tap into her inner fire, her inner motivation, her inner optimism while listening to the guidance of spirit with the little cat here in order to make her dreams come true. Love that. So, oh, and we have the third eye chakra here as well, right? So definitely using our discernment in order to bring more of our vibrancy, get that spark back, and manifest things into our life. Really beautiful. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. Any yes/no questions, they will be answered just by me pulling a card, okay, as I'm doing this collective reading. You don't have to put it in the chat. You just think it, and whatever I pull out is your answer. You don't have to give me anything. You don't have to do anything. That's not why I do these. I don't do this for yes/no's. This tarot is maybe coded, but you know, people want quick answers, that's fine. Tell me more what's going on with the collective right now. Someone here could be a Leo as well, or have a Leo as their moon sign. Don't have to, just kind of what I'm seeing here. Tell me more. Tell me more. Ooh, keeping private. Ooh, and you're on your path. New beginnings, reciprocity and communication and collaboration. But you're also keeping it private. Looks like we have a no. For anyone who asked a question, the answer is no. And this is in sideways. The daily choices I make now align me with my life's purpose. Ah. We're having a bit of an issue. We're having some self-doubt. You might have imposter syndrome. Okay, that's fine. Everyone does this. Yes, indecisiveness, self-doubt. I'll show you the card here. But especially if you had any nightmares regarding clowns, there could be some malicious gossip here from people who are unwilling to learn lessons. Okay? Interesting. You could also be heavily critical of yourself. Again, that imposter syndrome. So it's like not recognizing your own achievements. Okay, tell me more. Tell me more. What else is going on with the collective? Oh, Lord. Too much on your plate. You got way too much going on, friend. Too much on your plate. Too busy. That's probably why you don't really notice your own accomplishments here and what you're actually capable of, because you're always too busy. Too busy. Please keep your yes/no questions in mind. Whatever I pull, this next card I pull is the answer to your question. Please don't continue to ask me. I told you guys, you don't need to put it in the chat. I don't need to know your personal business. You think it, whatever I get is what I get. The answer is no. Okay? The answer is no. That's fine. You take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? We do have this in the horizontal. Whenever I see horizontal tarot cards like this, that tells me this is the current energy. It can go either or, right? Right now, you may be, like I said, you may be overly critical. There could be some chaotic energy going on. We're trying to get our spark back. With the Five of Pentacles in the horizontal, this is the card of hardship. It talks about temporary financial hardship, adverse change in circumstances, feeling left out in the cold, feeling like the world's against you, struggle, bad luck, that type of thing, versus the reversed, which is unemployment, frustration, adversity, spiritual awareness, faith restored, moving past hardship, optimism, and assistance, right? This is where we're at. And if you don't ask any yes, no question, that's fine. I'm talking to the people who keep putting it in my chat. I don't need them to ask, they just need to think it. So this is what it is right here. This is the first part, the reversed, and this is the upright. This is in the sideways though here. So that tells me right now we're going through a period of frustration and struggle. That's probably also contributing to this imposter syndrome, feeling like, if I'm meeting so much resistance, does that mean that I'm incapable? Is it me, or is it just the things around me? That kind of question. All right, people aren't gonna like this, but if you just asked a question, your answer is maybe. But it does pertain to this new beginning. No problem. It's time to embark on a brand new beginning. So yeah, we're currently trying to do something new. Whether that's changing our mindset, starting a new business, starting some creative venture, whatever the case may be. We're trying to make it happen, but we're currently dealing with some setbacks. You're welcome. Let's see. Yeah, the Fool is all about innocence, freedom, originality, travel, foolishness. It's new beginnings, right? You can see it right here. Thank you guys for the likes and the follows. I really appreciate it. That's kind of where we're at. And you can see right here, this purple up here, that's the crown chakra. So it's like you know that there's something you need to be doing. There's some kind of pull towards something, a call. It's like, I feel it. And it's interesting that both of these cards have the same thing. So it's like, on the one hand, we feel like we need to do something, and on the other hand, we have imposter syndrome. Yep, imposter syndrome. It's coming in strong. If it's not imposter syndrome, because again, this is a big collective, it could also be perfectionism, overly critical of what you put out. Especially if you're a creative. Yup, especially if you're a creative. Let's see, tell me more. This new beginning, tell me more. Thank you. We have maybe leaning towards no. For anyone asking a question, maybe leaning towards no. Thank you so much. We have, I ride the waves of life with the Wheel of Fortune. So whenever I see this, that tells me this is the current energy, the current journey, right? Since it's horizontal, that's current energy. Since this is between both of these, that tells me that we're going through some struggles. We are going through some struggles, dealing with this new beginning, and it makes us feel lucky at times and also very unlucky at times. So depending on where we are in this is how we feel here. Too many adversities means that we feel very unlucky, right? When we have more optimism, we feel very lucky, like we're on top of it, like we've got it, right? So that's currently where we're at. Yes. Good luck, destiny, chance, karma, decisive moments, cycles of life, fate. Yes. Versus bad luck, upheaval, disorder, external forces, unwelcome change, delays, lack of control, that type of thing. And this is definitely impacting the self-confidence. And this is a repeating cycle with the 10. It's like a cycle. Yeah, because we have 0 and then 10 right after that, with 5 being in the middle here. So it's like right at that middle point. Which way are we going in the cycle? Are we in the up or are we in the down? Since we have a Jupiter in retrograde in Cancer, which coincides with what this sign literally is for the reading, you're probably going to continue to go back and forth until the Jupiter retrograde ends in March. Don't let that discourage you, though. That is just how the energy is working right now. Yeah, or the upside down. Yep. Tell me more, Spirit. What's going on? Thank you. Yep. Oh, someone here could watch, I can't remember the name, The Land Before Time. I just thought of Ducky. Is her name Ducky? Yeah, she goes, yep. So someone here could be a parent, have kids. Strength begins with the choice to be kind to myself. We got this in the reverse, so self-doubt. A lot of self-doubt here. Vulnerability, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, feeling inadequate. What'd I say? Need I say more? Need I say more? You can see right there, especially in the solar plexus. Yeah, the solar plexus right here, that's all about our self-confidence. So this little back and forth struggle does impact our self-confidence. Interesting to see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards, which are huge life changes. So it's like we're trying to bring this about, and we're just ebbing and flowing, having a rough time here. Kind of reminds me of like a seesaw at the playground. Thank you so much for the likes. Let's see. And remember, friends, you don't gotta ask me questions in the chat. That's your personal business. I don't require anything from you. These are yes, no, maybe cards. Whatever I pull is your answer, okay? So if you think it and I pull a card, that's your answer. You don't gotta give me anything. Although I really do appreciate it. Oh yeah, love it. I was feeling purple. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. Tapping into that intuition this week. Feeling purple. Tell me more. Thank you. Thank you for the crown. Yes. Hi, Peter. Welcome back. All right, your answer is maybe. I'm sorry. That's common in tarot. It's a maybe. It's a maybe. We have the third eye. Yeah, so use your discernment, okay? Use your discernment, all right? If it's a maybe, use your discernment. Don't listen with your ears for words. Don't, listen with discernment. You know what the answer is. So 2 of Wands, yeah, making plans. Crossroads, decisions, options. Yeah, it's like as we're trying to, it's like we're measuring up to see if it's even worth a shot. Lots of fire signs, so much Leo, so much Aries here. Interesting. Choices. What are our choices? Tell me what the choices are. Knight of Swords, haste versus, what's the other option, Spirit? What's the second option? Chaotic energy again. Second option. Well, this one doesn't want to come out. We afraid of this one? Second option, Spirit. Don't beat around the bush. Straight to the point. Thank you. Oh, versus King of Pentacles. All right. Haste. So our 2 options, the 2 options here that we're making this choice on, regarding our inner fire, regarding our inner spark. Yeah, there's back and forth on how we view ourselves and if we're capable or not. This creative venture that we're trying to make happen is either I do the most, I hurry up, I rush, right? Haste. Big changes, opportunities, seize the moment, jump in, quick wit, kind of impulsive or rash behavior, versus the mature, grounded behavior. Yeah, empire, wealthy business person, high status, stability, discipline, practicality. So it's like, okay, Do I want to just go at it and burn the candle at both ends, so to speak, and see if anything sticks? Or do I want to pick one thing and then do consistent energy with discipline in order to see if it pans out? There's that 10, that cycle. Interesting. Yeah, there's that Jupiter again. Yeah, so it's like, you see how like the heart, I love seeing this. You see how like the heart here wants to go, they want to go faster, they want to go quicker, but the intuition is kind of pointing more towards this direction, that third eye. Oh, okay. So it's like I want to go faster because I want to see the results quicker. Yeah, haste versus security. See the little taglines? Haste versus security. Choice. I want to go faster. Yeah, it's like I want to see the results now. I want to make sure, yeah, it's like validation. If I see that my efforts are bearing some kind of fruit now, then it'll give me more motivation to keep going. Then I'll know that what I'm doing is worth it. Understood. Got it. Yeah. Thank you guys. I love the night crowd. I'm always like, it's so late for me to be here, but y'all always show up, I swear. Thank you for the follows. Yes, tell me more. Yeah, do I want to go faster? The heart wants to go faster because I am struggling on whether what I'm doing is worth the effort. I don't feel lucky, which is making me not feel capable. Oh, we have a star here sideways. Yep, and that's dealing with a pain, a hurt, a wound. There's a wound specifically regarding this. Oh, and the High Priestess. Oh, do we have a hard time listening to our intuition? The universe shows me that I can have faith in my dreams. I said nightmares. And my inner knowledge is my best guide in all. Interesting. Now again, I said, I have to cover her because her bits and bobs are out and the internet's weird about that. Yeah, this is also Aquarius, so it's like a fear of abandonment as well. And what I mean by abandonment is like self-abandonment. Doesn't have to be, but I'm getting that here. Yeah, I want to make this choice. I want to go faster because it will help with the healing around following my intuitions. Like I was called to do this and I'm putting my all into it, but it feels like it's not panning out. So was it worth the jump? Yeah, hope, recognition, inspiration, creativity, calm, contentment, positivity, faith in the future, happiness, promise, help, versus hopelessness, despair, focusing on the negative, lack of faith, lack of inspiration, boredom, and monotony. And then we have her here, our absolutely gorgeous priestess in the moon. It's like, we felt called to do this. This was something we were very much called in, but we have a wound here in following our intuition, following our dreams, following the calling. And again, this has probably plagued you for your entire life because these are two very major arcana cards. They're not just a random Saturday. They're like lifelong or year-long things. I see that you're asking for a reading. I offer personal readings at the link in my bio. This is a collective. I'm not a reading ATM. I don't do free ones, not anymore, no. I did those for 6 years. Nope. I have the little yes, no's here. If you want to think up a question and see what you get, that's totally fine. You don't owe me anything. But if you're looking for a full reading, I offer that at the link in my bio, friends, okay? Just straight up honest with you. And yep, that's where it is. That's the journey right here. The star versus the Hanged Man. Perspective shift around our own intuition, right? We're looking for the gratification in order to decide if it was worth the jump. It's time for a sacred pause. Stillness grants perspective. Feeling trapped, confined, self-limiting, uncertain, lack of direction. Perspective, lesson to be learned, unique viewpoint, versus discontentment, apathy, disinterest, stagnation, impulsiveness. Yep, negative patterns and detachment. I told you our heart wants to go faster because we have a wound around intuition, following our intuition. We could have in the past listened to fear instead, thinking it was our intuition. What do I mean by that? So intuition, whispers, it's that thing that pulls at you, that you like feel it in your bones. That's how I always describe it. I feel it in my bones, you know? I just know, and I can't explain why I know. But when you listen to fear and panic, they scream, they shout, they yell, they're very loud. It's like you can't settle, you can't sit still, you're constantly thinking about it, that's all you can think about. That's fear and anxiety. So that's like when you're like, oh, should I start a whole new, it always comes in questions. It's like, say you're thinking about starting a brand new business, and then you spend a whole lot of time researching it, and you spend the whole time going, well, I shouldn't dive in yet, I should learn more, what if I'm not good enough? And you keep following that, right? Thinking you're following your intuition, when really your intuition is the one that says, just start, just start. Yeah, especially if you're someone who shows up on social media and you're like, when do I start my first post? It has to be perfect. No, friends, you just need to start posting. You'll learn along the way. Everybody's first video is cringe as flip. Every single person. So it's like following the fear instead of the intuition. Do I move faster to make the results happen, or do I stick to discipline? Right? Intuition says discipline. That's what I'm seeing on the cards anyway. They're saying your intuition's already telling you which way to go, but you're also listening to fear. Tell me what else is going on with the collective here. Answer any yes/no questions that are currently floating around either in the chat or in the people's heads. That's way too many. That's way too many, Spirit. No, one card, please. Tell me what's going on. 4 is way too many. Yeah, it's like there's too many options. There's too much going on. Just in the background. It could be looking at too many resources, listening to too many opinions. Interesting. Yeah, that's a cycle. I just saw a big old circle in my incense smoke. It's like a cycle of listening to too many things, taking in too much information, and then putting yourself in like fear, analysis paralysis, overly harsh criticisms of what you're putting out because you have so many options to look at, and you're like, well, I don't have this camera, I don't have this specific layout, I don't have this website, I don't have this, I don't have that, and The answer to somebody's question is maybe. I know we don't want to hear that. Like I said, tarot is a bit more tarot's a bit more maybe coded, so I'm sorry. I choose which tradition I embrace and how I do it. Ooh, the Hierophant. I love seeing this card because it's like it's a call to you need to decide what your own tradition is, right? Traditional institutions, traditional values, conventional conformity, commitment, religious beliefs, knowledge sharing, social groups, education, knowledge, yada yada yada. Right? You can read it. You can see it right there. And there's that Taurus. So what this tells me is that if this is something that you are trying to decide whether to move faster or to stick with stability, there's a nudge to possibly change your perspective, not only around your intuition and following it, but also around what commitment and discipline looks like to you. Because you might have a specific view on what discipline should look like. Yeah, you're like, an example would be like, say you want to be a social media person, right? I'm going to use that because you're watching me here. Be like, okay, I'm going to post Monday through Thursday, and then I'm going to do a video every day. That might not work for you. That might work for some people, but that might not work for you. That might actually be the worst idea for you, because of either the algorithm doesn't quite push your content, or because you just don't have that kind of time. Please don't spam the chat. Thank you. But yeah, it's like really deciding what your traditions are, right? If you're someone who's like, I'm gonna be live at a certain time, it's all right. If you're gonna be live at a certain time and you feel like you might not be able to make that because you're a working parent, you have a ton of stuff going on, then don't promise that time, okay? Anybody who just asked a question, the answer is no. Okay? The answer is no. All right? The answer is no. So we have 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, ego, conflicts, uncooperative, wasted efforts, disregard for expertise, frustration, and discord. So yeah, kind of feeling like wasted efforts. Yeah, wasted efforts. That's where we get the judging. So it's repeating itself. It's saying like we're having an issue where we are kind of a bit in our ego. And that's not a bad thing, right? The ego is kind of what we built up. It's our shadow side. It's the parts of ourselves we kind of lock away. But it's the one that needs the instant gratification. That's the one calling for the haste. Yep. Yeah, and look, it's in direct opposition of our intuition. Isn't that funny? Remember how I said earlier we had choices and we had that nudge of our intuition towards the stable disciplinary type? There it is. Jeez. But then over here we have a direct conflict in the third eye. Interesting. I love when the cards do that. So that's the issue here. Like I said, we have a wound around our intuition regarding perspective shifts because we have a specific idea of what it's supposed to look like. And that's not really working for you. That's causing a lot of, it's like literally blocking your progress. I apologize for the sniffles. I am on the tail end of a cold and it's cedar fever season where I'm at, so I'm also dealing with pollen. So if you don't like sniffles, I'm not the one for you today. There's nothing I can do about it. Hi Badaka. Let's see, tell me more. Yeah, it is a ride and it is raggedy, but we're trying. All right, that has us in the nightmares. I told you, nightmares, nightmares. For the yes knowers out here, yes. Okay, if you just asked a yes no question, the answer is yes. Now for the collective, sideways, 9 of swords. Swords are all about thoughts and words. This is literally the nightmare card. I said from the channeled messages that there were nightmares, right? I had a nightmare, and usually if I have one, somebody in the collective had one. Specifically around feeling vulnerable, being watched, people kind of feeling judged, feeling critiqued, being afraid of new relationships, new collaborations, jumping into creative ventures, and our shadows kind of clawing at our legs. So a fear of moving forward, our shadow kind of impeding that progress. And then, you know, there was a clown in there. So that usually represents like masks, people being fake in the background. Yeah. So when I see these sideways, that's our current energy, as I said before. So that is back and forth between the light at the end of the tunnel, recovering, improving, letting go of the negativity and stress, versus, you know, fear, terror, negativity, stress, burden, overwhelmed, you know, like you can see it here. And again, that relates directly to, oh no, this one directs to sacral. So this is impeding creativity. It's impeding creativity. Interesting. It is also the area of our feminine energies. So again, like the fear of receiving, the fear of creating, the fear of bringing things into existence. Like that's kind of where it's at. I feel, yeah, that gut feeling. Digestive issues could be an issue as well. Oh, okay. But we are trying to move forward. Yeah, this is kind of like getting in the way of us moving forward. We go back and forth. 1 minute, we're leaving behind that regret. The other minute, we're feeling disappointed. But we're working towards this, right? That expression with the throat chakra here, that expression, that creative expression, moving forward, moving on, accepting help. For my independent queens here, my independent kings, I know y'all, I'm one of y'all. Accepting help's a big one. Accepting some help. So yeah, healing. Again, I told you we had that issue with healing our intuition. As there's this kind of block here and it's impeding the progress. Tell me more. Let's do 2 more. We have the 7 of Cups. Dreams. Man, okay. Choices, illusions, fantasy, temptation, imagination, wishful thinking, options, yada yada. You can read it right there. So, yeah, moving on. We might have anxiety that we feel like we might have imagined it all up, that it's too good to be true, that it's a fantasy, because we're not seeing the results we wanted. That's okay. Let's see, last one for what's going on with the collective. I feel like I've got it. I feel like my claws are in. One last one for the collective on what's going on, and my last yes/no card before I move on. Oh, what the heck? For my yes/noers. No. No's your answer. For the collective, that directly impacts our emotional fulfillment, our happiness. Yep. This little journey right there. The anxiety around letting go of things, having more choices, right? Letting go of disappointment, moving on towards happiness. Thank you for the repost and the likes, friends. Yeah, happiness, happy home, homecoming, long-term relationships, stability, security, harmony, abundance, big one. Versus unhappy home, dysfunctional family, broken home, lack of security and stability. And that's a huge wound here, our root chakra. So again, we're looking for stability here, and that's our current journey through this mess. We have so many journeys that we have going on. That's so chaotic. I got you. It's okay. That's all right. Pisces and Mars too. So yeah, definitely conflict avoidance. Afraid to speak up. Yep, I knew it. Queen of Swords. Yep. Okay, so let's get into, we have our what? Okay, we have a block here around getting into our spark, kind of feeling ourselves, feeling like that good business person, confident, the one who gets things done, manifests it, true baddie in their own right. But our ego is getting in the way. We want to rush things because we need that gratification in order to tell us that what we're doing is worth it. So let's get into it. I'm feeling D&D. Thank you so much, friends. I'm feeling the D&D deck. Okay, Spirit, let's figure out why they need me to tell them what's going on in their life right now. Why have I graced their phones, tablets, or computers? Why am I here? The deck I just used is called the Learner's Tarot by Witchy Cauldron. Here you go. For those of you interested, that's what it is. Right there. You're welcome. That's what it is. Let's see. This one is the Dungeons and Dragons deck. I'm not sponsored, I'm just a nerd. Who apparently is having a hard time shuffling today. Yeah, it's like things that are normally easy, they're a little fumbly, a little clumsy, which kind of hits you in the self-confidence, kind of makes you feel like, what have I been doing this whole time? Got it. 22, holy cow. 22. That's a master number that revolves around partnerships and reciprocity. Interesting. Spirit, why do they need to know this at this time? Why am I here? Because we're conflicted. We're conflicted. Yeah, that's that like push and pull, back and forth energy. So this sideways that I have here, so many different little journeys were going on. They're very much tugging, push and pull. What else? Let's get a nice clear picture. I see that we are resisting a tower that needs to fall as well. Yep, back and forth energy. Aw, and if we're in our feels about it, I saw that Queen of Cups. I usually kind of avoid, yep, there's that Knight of Cups. Yeah, that push and pull. We're trying to go for our dreams. I've already put my yes/no cards away, so I will not be answering those at this time. We're trying to chase after our dreams, but it is hard. Yep. I usually don't listen to the undercurrents. You notice how you'll see cards that are flipped over? I treat them as undercurrents, or like when you block someone and they keep trying to message you from fake accounts. I kind of go with that. I like it when they land here. I told you, man. Got us in our feels. Tell me more. Oh, around happiness. Yeah, we want to go after our dreams because they'll make us happy. That'll bring out our inner child, Leo energy. Oh, we're depressed about it. Got it. Yeah, I told you. We're resisting a tower. We're resisting a foundation, that perspective around what discipline means. I swear, sometimes when I do the oracle polls, they tap in to this energy. I've noticed that. Because I literally did a poll today, and it had a similar vibe of having a specific version of what perfect means, and it's like, why does it have to be that version? Why can't it be your version? You know? So tell me why. Just out of the Backstreet Boys, that was funny. Yeah, this is all around creativity and self-expression. I've seen so much blue. So much blue. And now okay. Alright. You want to know your answers, but you're afraid of the answer. I don't like when that happens. Beep. Yep, I knew it. I called it. We're afraid of the answer. There she is again. I said what I said, because we're afraid of the tower. We're afraid of the tower. Towers aren't always bad, friend. Towers can be beautiful things. Towers can also be like proposals. They can be promotions. They can be being discovered. Those types of things. They can also be the clearing of a tower built on a shitty foundation. Do you really want to live in a tower that's rickety and has a bunch of holes and lets all the cold air in? No, burn it down. We're afraid of it. We're blocking it. Yeah, we're blocking it. We're not letting that foundation, this foundation around discipline that you are clinging to so strongly, what commitment looks like, what perfection looks like, is the problem. You have a problem there. There is an issue there. You need to get to the root of it, and you need to pluck it. It is actively impeding you. It is actively choking you. It is actively stopping you from achieving what you want to do. Hi, R. That's the problem. You're afraid of it because you know it's the problem, but you're refusing to look at it. You're doing this. I don't want to look at it because then I'm going to have to make big changes, and I don't want to make big changes. Yes, exactly. I told you, I was like, no, we're afraid of it. And then it came out all like, all sideways. There we go. Yeah. Yep. We're afraid that we're going to make a choice that puts us back in the karmic cycle. That there's going to be something hiding behind our choice. beep. I said what I said. I said what I said. Look at that. Instead of cheersing, we go back in the loop again. We start all over. Thank you for the follows and the likes, everybody. Holy cow. My night crowd. My denizens of the dark. It's always y'all that give me a ton of likes. It's crazy. It's okay. I'm a night person, so I'm a little biased. Yeah, and that would not be fair. This journey right here, another journey, we're tackling it. It doesn't feel fair. Justice. R, what the heck? Have fun at the club. We are afraid of this tower because we're afraid that if we let the foundation fall, it's going to trick us, put us back in a karmic loop, and then we will be back in the things aren't fair. Or rather, this, a never-ending karmic loop of things aren't fair, things aren't working out for me, I'm making the wrong choices. Oh, I don't laugh because I'm being dismissive. I promise. That's how I deal with things. It's because I understand. I've been here. I know I say that a lot, but you're here because we are on the same wavelength. I have walked your journey. I have worn your shoes with my own situations. If you want a personal reading, I offer that at the link in my bio, friend. No, it's not clickable. You need 1,000 followers in order to do that. I know, that's a barrier for some. That's fine. But that's where I offer them. I don't do free readings anymore. Let's see. Yeah, that's our current journey, is tackling this tower. It looks scary. It really does. It really does. I mean, look at Tiamat is a scary beast. She is a scary dragon with all these different heads that represent different things. That's kind of what it feels like, this big scary thing. But if your tower can fall over something that small, it wasn't really it wasn't built that great to begin with, and you should go have a new tower. 0202. Yeah, this leaves us ungrounded. Right? Not grounded. The Queen of Pentacles is the ultimate working parent. You don't gotta be a parent. I'm just providing an example. They're the person who has the work-life balance. They're very stable. They make a house a home. They're grounded. I mean, look, she's got all the friends. Her house looks nice. She's got a bomb-ass pie over there. And she looks amazing. We're trying to be here. I want to be stable. Right? I want to be stable. But I'm afraid of receiving my stability because I think it has to look a certain way. I think I have to show up and grind every single day. I gotta post like a 4-hour video every single day. I gotta show up. I gotta work 38 plus hours a day in order to make it happen. No. Tell me more. That is something someone else told you, and that is their opinion. That's not fact. Because if it was, there wouldn't be people getting paid to exist. Tell me more on why they need to hear this at this time. Oh, I saw that, Empress. We're afraid of receiving. We're afraid of failure and we're afraid of success. Okay. Yeah, I'm afraid of receiving. You're like, what the heck are you talking about? Of course I want to receive. Of course I want this to be successful. Of course I want to feel better about yourself. But what if it means that you have to work that same insane schedule? What if it requires you to have those same insane standards forever until the end of time? That's what I mean. Ace of Cups. Yeah, and that blocks you from going after creative pursuits. Like I said, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Creative pursuits, things that light you on the inside, new relationships. Now again, this is in the house of Communication. So if you're a podcaster, this would literally fit right in here, right? And this is in Cancer, so it's around family too. But, it's your situation. You know what it is. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Do not force it. Do not make it fit. If it doesn't fit, this is not the reading. Or you could stay for the tea. I won't judge. Is that the sun? Yeah. Yep. And that is messing us up. Our inner child is having issues here because we're not going after the creative pursuits. We don't feel safe to go after the creative pursuits. We don't feel safe enough to go after those things that really, like, every time we get a new idea for inspiration, we're like, ooh, we get stopped. But what if it doesn't do well? What if the algorithm doesn't like it? What if it doesn't sell well? What if that isn't received well? And then we kind of sit there. It's like we're waiting for the knight on the horse to come charging in and tell us what the right answer is. We're waiting for the cavalry. So we go and we look up all these videos, all these tutorials, read all these books, take all these classes, and we get all this information and it becomes confusing. Because everyone's going to say yes. There's going to be like 50-50, yes, no. Eventually you got to pick one. You gotta pick one and then stand on it. The Hermit. Yeah. Gotta shine a light inside. Around this wound here. Around this wound. Why are you so afraid of discipline? Why does it seem so scary? What do you think it's supposed to look like? Why is that something you're afraid of? Why do you need things to move quickly in order for them to feel justified? Why do you feel incapable unless your results are instant? Thank you for the follows. Something to look at, friend. Something to think on. Nope, yep. That journey, that Two of Wands, that choice. I told you. We're in this journey, our happiness, being happy or depressed based off of this choice right here that I pulled on earlier. Haste or security. You gotta go inside and make a choice. Look at that wound, shine that spot, light. I almost said spite, so that's something for somebody. I don't know what that's about. Haste for spite. Okay, well, if it's not going to work out, I'm going to go faster. Oh, no, what are you doing? It's like you're punishing yourself. Punishing yourself, what you doing? Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Yeah, that directly affects your wishes, right? The Sun card is the happiness card. The Nine of Cups is also happiness, but it's the wish card, right? It's right before the Ten of Cups, right? So it's that emotional fulfillment before you get the extra, that last little tiny bit that leads you into, nirvana, into the promised land. That's where we are. But it's in the reversed, which means this little back and forth is making us rather unhappy here. Kind of feels like there's always a rat chewing on our chair leg. Always a rat. The rat is you, friendo. You may have some external things going on in the background, but you are also being your own enemy in this situation. I see it. You don't gotta argue with me. I see it right here, clear as day. I see it. Why else? Yep. Lots of transitionary cards. That's so much to work through. That's not the worst thing in the world. It is a raggedy, bumpy ride, but they're important. They are very important. No, I'm not doing scammers in my chat. Be gone. Be gone. Thank you. No, sorry. And watch out for scammers, okay? They're prevalent, especially in the tarot space. You will see them pop in. If anyone ever DMs you claiming that they felt your energy and want to give you a read, tarot readers do not message you for readings. You come to us, okay? If you see them in your DMs, you block them. They're a scam artist. Gotcha? Got it? So, 6 cups. Yeah, always feels like there's a rat. This could be a pattern from childhood. It could also keep you, again, from that inner child. Feeling the freedom to go and pursue the things that, like, dreams you had as a kid. Yeah, like all the fun. All the fun. Yeah, for real, Levi. I don't know. I don't know why people do that. It beats me. And the 10 of Swords, yeah, self-betrayal. So either a pattern of a lot of betrayal stemming from childhood, whether that be from family, friends, past lovers, you know. And it can also be self-betrayal. So again, every time you get a fun new idea, there's that, oh, but what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't? That's self-betrayal. So it's like, not only do you have possible people on the outside, you're also dealing with yourself. 211, yeah. There's that Empress card. There she is. I do like to see her upright. But it's like we're betraying our Empress. We're betraying our creative side. This Empress specifically does not sit on her throne. She does not stay in her garden. She has the entire world in her hands, and she has a sword, and she leaves the temple. She goes out into the world. She has everything she needs, and she has her sword of truth. She has the discernment, the wisdom, and the ability to keep her boundaries really in check while still having the world in her hands. She's also cloaked in white and gold, right? Gold representing that fierce self-confidence, and white representing that divinity, that purity, that being able to cleanse that negative energy. And then that blue as well, talking your talk. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna get what's mine, and anyone who tries to stop me, I'm gonna tell them where to sit. I'm gonna tell them where to sit. If you want a personal reading, I offer those at the link in my bio, friend. I don't do personal readings on here. We would be here all night if I did that. Also, I don't like putting your personal business on the internet. I just don't. I don't like doing that. Knight of Wands. Yeah. Betrayal around our Empress. Our creativity, our nurturing side, our feminine side, the one who brings forth the ideas. And the Knight of Wands, our desire to just go for it, to just do the thing. To just dive right in. No plan, no thought. Just dive in. I just thought about that song, I'm about to dive in. That's wild. Back and forth. I've already put my yes, no cards away, so I will not be answering yes, no at this time. Thank you. But stick around, you never know what might resonate. Or don't. I'm not your parent. So. What else? Let's do 2 more cards, then I'll move on. What else? Yeah, this is definitely really hurt. Oh, yep. I saw her too. Queen of Cups. In our fields. Yeah. Because you're super creative. We already had the Queen of Wands. I already knew that. We got a queen. We got a queen. Another queen who's in the reverse. I'm just missing the Queen of Swords, which is the one who tells it like it is. The one who's holding the sword of truth. Okay? That's the only one we're missing here. But we do have this Queen of Cups. So we're strong in our manifestation powers. We're also strong in the way we feel. But we're not very grounded. We have an issue with stability because we're afraid of discipline. We have this weird notion that discipline has to look a certain way. Discipline is whatever you can stick to, you know? Discipline is whatever you are capable of showing up for. If that means you work a 4-day work week, 4 hours per day, and you still get stuff done, congratulations, you're disciplined. You did it. If it means you're the type that is absolutely fine and healthy working 60-hour work weeks without having a social life of any kind, I mean, good for you. You know? But I wouldn't recommend that. I've lived there. But you know, like, everybody thinks discipline has to look a certain way, but it doesn't. It's whatever you can maintain. It's whatever is sustainable in your life. If you can keep up with that, you're being disciplined. That's commitment. And everybody's discipline is going to look different. The whole point of it is you're still sticking to it, you know? Last one. No. Say it with your whole chest. We don't feel like the mini empress. I don't have a garden. I don't have my resources. I'm not the captain of my own ship. The control is out of my hands. What are you talking about? You're the Queen of Wands. You're the manifestation queen. What are you talking about? You're the Empress. What you want will be. It just is. It is. It's written. It's done. What do you mean don't want? Because you don't listen to your intuition. That's why. Again, I'm on the tail end of a cold, and cedar fever is a bitch, okay? So if you hear sniffles, I'm sorry, but if they're not going anywhere, I already took my medicine. Like, I love y'all. I know, it drives people nuts, but there's nothing I can do about it. I've already tried. And no, I will not be doing neti pot ever again in my life. King of Swords. So we don't have our Queen of Swords, but we're in our King of Swords. Nothing wrong with the King of Swords. The problem is we have all these queens here, but we're operating in our masculine. Our logic is in our masculine. We are not on the same page. We're operating from the material world view on what logic is. That's the thing. Again, nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their feminine and masculine sides, right? But it's like our go-getter ambitious energy is driving the logic train. You know what I mean? And that's why there's a block here. Instead of stepping into flow, we're stepping into it has to make sense. And that kills motivation. It kills motivation. It unalives it. It unalives it. Because that's usually when, and like I said in my Oracle advice poll this morning, well, morning for me, when you are so booked in your calendar that you haven't even, like, when you have your minutes booked in and you're over here like, I get 8 hours of sleep and then I brush my teeth at this time and then I gotta do this and then I gotta do that, and you have like no blank anything anywhere, no room to breathe, just be, just exist, do nothing, be bored for a few hours. When do you have time to get creative? When do you have time to build the motivation? When do you have time to recharge? When do you have time to just stew in things? Did you know that we are at our strongest? We are at our strongest when we are bored. We are at our most innovative. We have our best ideas when we are not actively doing something. Oh Lord, okay. Interesting. So we have our what, we have our why. And then let's see what you even need to do about it, right? Because I could tell you what's going on with you, you already know. I could tell you why you're even here listening to me or why you're feeling that way, which again is vague, but what do you even do about it? What do you even do about it? You know? What do you even do about it? So let's see. Again, we have that small feeling, trapping ourselves in a box, especially when it comes to our intuition. Purple's all about intuition. This is a collective reading. That's what I'm talking to. Oh Lord, okay. Big chaotic energy, no problem. Lovely, and you can go sit with that. Thank you. Bye. Sorry, you're over here making light of stuff. People are here for actual answers. You can go sit down. No, sweetheart, I'm working. Thank you. So, yeah, whatever. You'll have people like that. Yeah, probably people who make light of your own dreams, who tell you they're garbage. Don't listen to them. They're making themselves look like an idiot. So, what do you even need to do about it? Go within. No. Look, y'all, okay. Don't mind the people, alright? If people are telling you to message them and they're tagging all y'all, it's a scammer, okay? Y'all are gonna keep showing up in my lives and I'm gonna keep muting you because I see it, I clock it, and you're gone. Go within. Put that spotlight, okay? Shine that spotlight. Put the spotlight on the tower that you're afraid to fall. They always come when my mod's asleep. Knight of Swords, yeah. Especially around haste. Shine a spotlight. Shine a spotlight on why you feel like rushing is the solution. Why do you feel like going faster will solve the problem? Has going faster solved the problem in the past in a way that brought you the success you're looking for? 222. If it has not, that's probably not the answer, right? Yeah, a rush job never pans out. It really doesn't. Because I said, right? Do you really want to be in a tower that's built on a poor foundation that's not even level, that has a ton of holes in it, so it's always leaking, always has a draft, isn't structurally sound, will fall at the slightest, like someone walking up and down the stairs? Like, you don't want it. Like, oh, but if I take the long, stable, slow method, it's gonna take forever. It's like, I need things to happen right now. No, you don't. And I totally get it, right? I'm a tarot reader on the internet. People show up and talk about poop in my life, okay? I get it. Yes. We want things to move faster. We want to see the progression. We want to see people taking you seriously. We want people to show up and like actually support your business. But the people got to see it. They gotta see the effort. They got to see the consistency. Yeah, we're being a bit moody. Be careful, right? The reason that you want to move faster is because you are a bit moody. And I don't say that in a dismissive way. It means that because we want our dreams so badly and they're not showing up the way that we want, we feel compelled to rush. Like if I go faster, if I try to force it, maybe it'll come, even though that pattern has not worked out at all. If it did, you'd already be in your King of Pentacles and you wouldn't even be here right now. You would be off in living your best life. Thank you for the follow. Hello. I've put away my yes, no, maybe cards, so I will not be answering those at this time. What else do they need to do at this time? Hello, Melissa. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, it's like I want my dreams to happen, so I try to force it. We're stuck in a mental cage still. mental prison surrounding that. Yeah, we want that recognition. It doesn't feel fair. We want the recognition. You resync by getting grounded, by grounding in the now. You have to be present. You have to be in the present moment. And you have to show up. Continue to show up. Nobody liked hearing that, but that's how you do it. You have to be present. Not in the past, not in the future. So, we want that recognition. And when we don't get it, it feels very unfair. But if it was forced, right, if it was fast, if you got fast recognition, it would leave just as swiftly. Because it's not here. It's like the people who show up in lives and they follow and then unsubscribe the next day. They're called the drive-bys. Same energy, right? If you want people to come in and you want everything to, like, go off, go big, all of a sudden, one, you wouldn't really have the knowledge, wisdom, or discipline to hold it all, right? You wouldn't know what to do with it. You'd be overwhelmed. You'd drop it, right? Thank you. And two, as fast as it shows up, it can leave just as fast. Same reason, because we don't quite know how to hold it. We have the Queen of Swords here as well. You need to stop being so critical of yourself. Okay? I told you the only queen we were missing was the Queen of Swords. Why we were missing her is because you were hiding her. You're being critical. Over-critical. Over-critical of yourself. Over-critical. The judgment in the reverse. Like I said earlier. Perfectionism. Hypercritical. Someone who is very mean to themselves with their words, with their thoughts. Yes. Your own little bully. Yeah, if I'm not getting, if it's not going well, then clearly it means I'm incapable. No, you're still building. What else do we need to do at this time? Yeah, we need to shine a light on why we're so hypercritical of ourselves. Thank you for the follow, friend. And work on balancing. Work on balancing our inner masculine and feminine energies. Right? We're a bit out of sync. We need them to be on the same page. As I said before, our masculine sword is here. Our King of Swords is here. He's over here operating in the 3D world of logic. He's over here going, okay, in order to make things happen, I have to have a plan. But our feminine side is not on the same page. Right? She says, I don't deserve that because I suck. I'm not good enough. Who told you that? They're a liar. Who told you that? Because you don't have everything mapped out perfectly, because you don't have the brand new camera, because you don't know how to edit. And may you be blessed too. Yeah, that will help you get this Knight of Wands. That drive to do it, to just go out there and do it. They want you to just do the thing. You're over here trying to make a choice on going faster or following the discipline. Follow the passion, okay? Don't follow the I need to move faster because I'm afraid that I'm going to lose it, that I'm going to trip and fall along the way. No, do it because you want to, because it's fun, because you're having a good time. That is the sustainable route. Let me ask you something, right? This is around communication. So, expression, podcasts, things that utilize the voice, writing, those types of things. Big, heavy, doesn't have to be, but that's kind of a big pull here. I want to ask you, are you happier to take the advice of a doctor that likes their job or a doctor that hates their job? Because the one that likes their job is probably going to care more about your situation. They're there because they enjoy it. you know? Thank you for the likes. Same concept. Why would you go after the option, especially in your expression? Why would you go after the option that crushes your motivation, that crushes your spirit? I'm not doing yes/no answers at this time. I've already put those away. Yeah, and that perspective switch. That perspective switch, I told you earlier, right? We had it up here. Where'd he go? He was hiding. That healing around not listening to our intuition and this perspective around discipline, needing it to look a certain way, right? Why does it have to look that way? What does discipline mean to you? What do you think would be the thing that you could show up and do every single, what would be the thing you could do? That's discipline. If you show up and do it, what you want will come to you. May he bless you as well, friend. That's the answer. People often get it really twisted. They think it has to look like this. I have to follow this formula. I have to do it this way. All that does is turn everybody into robots. And we're not robots. We're not human doings. We're human beings. We're here to express ourselves. We're here to have a fun time. We're not here to suffer. We're not here to wake up, work, go to sleep. No, we're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be enjoying this life, however we find the means to do so. And especially if you're going after your own thing. If you're going after your own thing, don't turn it into your main thing that you're trying to have a side thing to escape from the main thing. Don't turn it into that. Don't turn it into the new thing you try to escape from. Make it fun. Go after the people will come, because people like to see you when you enjoy your work. They like to see passionate people. The niche will come. You show up, you put out what you want to put out, you make the product, you write the thing, you make the podcast, and your audience will find you. All right? They'll find you. They'll find you, they'll like what you're putting out, and they will stay because they like you. That's where you'll have the people who consistently come back. They consistently come to your content, come to your product, read your stuff, listen to your podcast, come to see you personally, right? Because they could go anywhere and get a really boring read, or read another boring article, or whatever the case may be. They can find it anywhere. What they want isn't for you to be some new, unique take on it with the best editing skills, with the best knowledge, technique. No, they want the people that enjoy what they're doing, who have the passion. Because the passionate ones are going to be the ones that are always growing. They're going to be the ones that are always shooting for more. They're going to be the ones that are always, always, always going to be happy about the people who showed up to support their dreams. Right? Thank you, friend. I worked very hard to get it. And if you like what I have, it's within you as well. Sorry, I'm lighting incense because I want to clear out some negativity. Remember, if you like something in someone else, it's already inherently within you. You just have to unlock it, okay? Good evening, Danielle. Welcome. Welcome back. What else? And just so you know, I am not full I'm still working through it just like y'all. So if you think I'm already confident, wow, I've done some work. Thank you. 333. Archangel Michael in the house. And 234. On the path. Yep, we go from 1, 2, 3, which is the beginning, towards the balance, towards the collaboration and the communication, right? To 2, 3, 4. The balance being brought in, the collaboration, and that security, stability that we are searching for. That's what we're looking for, and we're on our way. Yeah, you shift your perspective around work, around what you put your time and effort into. You don't have to overwork. You don't have to burn the candle at both ends. Okay? Usually the rushing part, the haste, makes us want to work more, put more out there, but then we burn out. You don't gotta do that. Okay? You don't gotta do that. Change your perception around what is needed. Change your perception around how you get things work. Welcome in, the Empress. Nice to see you again. King of Cups. And keep your head above the water. It is very, very easy to let all of our motivation, right? The King, masculine, is all about our ambition, our go-getter, our get up and go. He's the one who goes up and he gets the thing. Whereas our feminine side is the receiver. She's the creative ideas. She receives the thing that our masculine side goes and gets. Don't let, when this kind of stuff happens, have you drowning in your own emotions, right? We had that Queen of Cups here. They're on the same page. Keep them on the same page. That beautiful creativity, all that beautiful inspiration helps him go out there and do the thing. But if we're constantly putting him down here, all that creativity is going to be, what's it doing? You know? Oh man, because yeah, if you put her in the reverse, it becomes overgiving, overdoing, working ourselves, like just burning ourselves out. We don't want to do that, all right? Change your perspective around work. That will balance the mind over the emotions so that you're not stuck in the constant repeating nightmare loop. Welcome in, everyone. I see 31. Manifesting that stability, that security. And the King of Pentacles in reversed. It's crazy to see all the kings come out now that the queens are out here. That's one of the choices we're trying to make on whether we go after our stability, our security, and our abundance. Keeping our head above the water. Let's see. Not being so... Okay, that's cool. So in the reverse, I'll show you. It talks about being too obsessed with the material matters. Dullness. Preoccupied with money. So getting so caught up in the I need to make the money work that we forget the entire point of why we started in the first place, right? I'm trying to get away from my boring ass job that I hate. So I'm turning my side thing into the next boring job that I hate so that I have a paycheck. No, don't do that to yourself. Yes, you have everything you need. You have everything you need. And if you're like, no, I don't have the money to start it. There are grants, there are resources out there, all right? It doesn't always have to be money. You have the time, you have yourself. You're the one going out there and getting what you need. You're the material that you need to go get the thing, to make the thing happen, right? It doesn't always have to be money, right? Think bigger. You have everything right here. You have a perfectly good brain. You have the ability to speak. You have your emotions. You have resources, whether that's time, energy, money, whatever you have. Just yourself, that's fine. Your own two hands are perfectly good resources. And you also have the motivation and the desire. The willpower. You have the ability to go get the thing. Remember that, okay? Stay in that energy. Just because it's not showing fruit yet does not mean you throw the whole tree away. The tree has to grow to produce fruit. Hello, Daphne. What else? What else do you need to do at this time? I noticed that my thing went away. There we go. Some of you may also need to engage in practices like humming. Your vagus nerve may be overstimulated. I would look into that. I'm not doing personal readings at this time. This is one big collective. Yeah, that when you step into that, that will bring that fast energy you're looking for. When you step into doing the thing you want to do, because not for the money, not for any of that, but because you're following your passion, that's when you start actually manifesting. Because we're not going from a space of lack. We're going from a space of having a good time. And the universe, spirit, source, God, whomever you believe in, loves when you're having a good time. Every time. That's when the blessings always pour right on in, because we are vibrating at the level to receive the blessing. We're no longer afraid of the blessing. We're ready to take it when it's offered, okay? Because if we're in scarcity, if we're too busy going, oh my gosh, I need to do this in order to make it come in, I need to do that, I need to be this way, and what if it's not enough? Then when the thing comes in, we don't take it. We go, oh, it's not enough, or oh, I didn't do enough to deserve it. And the Spirit's like, what? This is what you asked for, but I don't deserve it. What do you mean? It's here because you brought it here. It's here because you asked for it. That's enough. You asked for it and you've been doing the things to make it come in, therefore you deserve it. Take the gift. Yeah, Spirit and Source does not give you a gift because you are unworthy of it. They give it to you because you're worthy of it. There's no unworthy gift. They are the ultimate reciprocal energy. You tell them what you want, you show up, they go, all right, meet you in the middle. If you swat the gift away, you're basically blocking your own blessings. Silly. What else, Spirit? I mean, it feels silly when you think about it, but that's how most people are. I've been that way. That's very normal. Society conditions us to be that way. But it's silly. It really is. Good morning. Thank you for the follow, and thank you guys for the likes. I see y'all. I really do. But I'm focused. I want to get the message out, because I know my lives are usually super long. Thank you. And the Page of Swords. So yeah, it's like new energy. Yeah, that will help you be new. That will help you be new. That will help you learn. Right? The Page of Swords. Page is always new energy. New journeys. Learning as you go. Being open to not knowing all the steps. Right? Because as the things come in, we may not know how to handle it at first, but that's okay. You're allowed to learn along the way. You're allowed to be new at things. The apprentice is never the master before he's an apprentice. Not even prodigies are the masters before they're the apprentice. They start somewhere. Even if it's just really good stick drawings for a 2-year-old, they eventually, a prodigy still has to hone their own skill, even if they don't necessarily need someone else to teach them. So remember that. You don't gotta be perfect. You can fumble along the way and it will eventually work out. As long as you're open to continue to learn as you go and remember why you started that route in the first place. And not worry so much about whether or not it'll work out or provide the material for you. As long as you are consistently showing up for yourself, keeping that motivation alive, remembering to rest, and being open to learning along the way, the material will show up. How could it not? You've set up the road for success. It just has to get there. Pentacles are the slowest moving part of the entire tarot deck. They take forever. But that's because instead of being fast like thought, like desire, like emotions, things that aren't tangible, pentacles, the resources, the material, have to be tangible. They have to come out of the 5D, the place where all of the dreams and the thoughts and the manifestations live, where they vibrate. come through the transitionary area of the 4D in order to find their destination and then actually show up in reality somehow, some way. So it takes a minute. Oh, I saw that Page of Cups. Being open to the creative process. It didn't want to come out yet though. Let's see. What else? Yeah. And I've said this so many times, but make sure that when you're doing these things, that you keep it hush-hush. You keep it quiet. You don't need to tell everybody. It's okay to be excited. But if you have people that are also here being the rat chewing on the leg of your happiness, maybe be a little more private. You can tell everybody when you're already celebrating your first paycheck. Thank you. Because then you don't have to worry about people unintentionally putting that little seed of self-doubt into your brain by trying to offer well-intentioned advice or just being a hater. You gotta move in silence. Tell me more. See all those undercurrents. Yep, moving on. Where'd it go? There it is. This is what it is. Moving on. Moving forward. Right? Healing. Accepting help. Also be open to accepting help. Yes, I know, we're all independent. We also, like, there's another perspective shift. You're not weak if you accept help. Alright? Especially my masculines out there. Y'all never ask for help. And don't think I forgot about you independent queens either. I'm one of y'all. I have a hard time with help too. I got you. It's okay to ask for help. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to need help. You're a human. You're only one person. Sometimes we need a little help along the way. And if anybody's ever like, oh, you owe me for that, never ask them for help again. But like, that's not everybody. Different video, different day. Different rant. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Let's do 3 more. And then I'll go into the recap and then the Oracle advice cards. And then release you back to the wilds. Sideways. 6 cups. Yes. Tap into your inner child too. I told you, remember your why. Remember your why. I'm repeating myself at this point. Remember your why. Remember what you wanted to do as a kid. Tap into those things. They're so important. Keep it alive. That keeps you young. That keeps you in this passion. That keeps you chasing after your dreams. That's how you stay young forever. Just so you know. And I see the 18 here. So interesting. Ace of Cups. There it is again. It shows up again. The Ace of Cups. It's like following your inner child. Especially in the realm of creative ideas. So whenever you get a new creative idea, stop slapping it out of the air immediately. Think on it. Chew on it. See if you can figure out a way to do it. It's not always a no or rude, ridiculous. No, it's not. If your inner child thinks it's cool, someone else probably thinks it's cool too, okay? Like, I'm an artist on the side, and I always get really irritated with people who tell me they can't draw. Because I'm like, no one can draw at first. What do you mean? You can put a tiny cube on a canvas and it sells for like $50,000 US. Art is art. there are some people who haven't been drawing as long as I have, and I see their art and I think it's awesome. And they're like, oh, it's not that good. It's not as good as yours. I'm like, what are you talking about? Be quiet. This is amazing. I want it. I want to frame it. I want to put it on my wall. Because your drawing style is so much different than mine. I can't draw faces like that. I have my own way of drawing. You know, like that just drives me nuts. What are you doing? And I did the same thing. Right? I've struggled with the imposter syndrome. I understand. I got it. I've done this tango a time or two. But like, I get it. We're humble. We don't feel like we're worthy of it because we're not, like, we're looking at people for inspiration who have been doing it for 20 plus years. Yeah, and you probably draw stick figures way better than I do. I can't draw stick figures at all. I can draw full people, but I can't draw stick figures at all. You do better than I do, and I've been drawing since I was like 5. So, like, but yes, just because you may not do it exactly the same as the people that you may have caught the inspiration to start this from, doesn't mean that what you have to put out there isn't good. You know? Alright, last two for this little section here. Because I could blab all night and that would be bad for all of us. Let's see. Oh Lord. Okay. I saw the 10 of Swords and everything went that way. Everything went south. Yeah. There's that betrayal again. Why does that keep coming up? I doubt they want you to betray yourself. Oh. We need to put an end to our little shadow side showing up, our self-sabotaging cycles that put us in the never-ending self-sabotage, the never-ending self-betrayal, right? Yes, our own thoughts are the problem. Our own words, what we say about ourselves, what we think about ourselves is the problem. But even though we got all these swords in our back, there's always a dawn. There's a dawn right there. And it's funny because right after the 10 of Swords is guess who? Page of Swords. So you got up and moved on just fine. You got up. Probably sucked, but you got up. Because that little, this shadowy side, when our feminine and masculine are not aligned with our why, when they're stuck in scarcity, when they're stuck in codependency, when they're stuck in addictions, right? Whether that's just addiction to chaos, addiction to the same old patterns, that type of thing. It's not always like, you know, typical addictions. They keep us in this pattern of self-sabotage, of self-betrayal, of repeating the same cycles, okay? Yeah, so when we're in this energy of not following, where'd he go? There he is. When we're in this energy of blocking our inner child, we end up here. Because we're not being creative. We're not giving ourselves the chance to be creative. We're blocking our own creativity. We want to leave that behind. Last one, Spirit, on what they need to do at this time. Oh my gosh, did y'all see that? The Queen of Pentacles in reverse again. Why? Queen of Pentacles. It's like, I want to know why, because the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is like imbalanced, ungrounded. But I doubt that would be the advice. I see the 7 of Cups here and the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is the 9 of Pentacles is the mini Empress. She's the mini Empress. She's the ultimate form of in the garden with all the abundance, listening to her intuition, being good, content on her own, just fine. Perfectly fine. Again, it's the one right before the 10. Then we have the 7 of Cups here. Options. That fear, making the wrong choice, puts us here. I want to be here, but I'm afraid that if I make the wrong choice, I get here. But what do you want them to do about it, Spirit? Because, like, what do you want them to do about this Queen of Pentacles in reverse? Clarify that for me. Because Spirit's not the type to be like, just be imbalanced. Be ungrounded. Clarify this Queen of Pentacles, and then I'll move on. Clarify. Thank you. Queen of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Queen of Cups is up right here as well. So yeah, letting the creativity and the nurturing. Oh, okay. So letting the chasing after your dreams guide you. Let that be your discipline. Remember how I said we have a specific version of what discipline is in our head that we're fighting to change the perspective? Maybe our perspective for being disciplined is being imbalanced, being chaotic, being overbooked, being overworked. No. Get rid of that. It's ew. No. We want this. Consistency. Discipline is just consistency. What feels good? What brings you life? That is sustainable for you, that you can show up for, that you're excited to show up for, right? That's how you get your Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. No, we don't want to do this. We don't want this. We don't want the frazzled, overworked, single parent, none of that. Good, I'm glad. Get in tune with your intuition. Stop ignoring it. Let the whisper guide you. Let your inner child guide you. If you're trying to get into your Queen of Wands, if you're trying to bring forth your good luck, you gotta stop coming at it with the I need to force it. I need to make things move faster. No, get in the energy of what feels good to me. That's what you'll show up for. That's what will turn your luck around. Okay? All right. There we go. Got it. Because I was like, what on earth, Spirit? I know you're not telling me that they should be over here frazzled, stressed, and overworked, because that's not the source I talk to. I don't know who that is. Thank you. So I'm being called to get into the Oracle advice cards, but before I do that, I often do a little recap video right after the live. So it's for anybody who missed the live, because I do these lives quite late at night and they're very long. I know people have lives and not everyone's a vampire like I am. And I don't mean energy vampire. Y'all know what I mean. But like, I do a quick little recap and then I move straight into the Oracle advice cards that should help you along your journey. So I just ask for your patience. You don't gotta lift a finger. You don't gotta do anything for me. I ask you for a moment of your time. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding, and let me get into it. So that's the recap. Let's get into the Oracle advice cards. Now, I like the Oracle advice cards. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. First and foremost, thank you all for your patience, everybody who stayed. You are fabulous. Thank you for the Go Popular. Thank you for that. Now, let's get into the advice Oracle cards. I like them. I feel like they always add a little more food for thought, something to think on and help. Yeah, they really do help. They don't seem like they would because they're just little cards with images, but I don't know. I feel like they help a lot. Some of them have sentences, some of them have just words. They all have images that can be used for extra confirmation, or you could even tap into your own intuition and see what you get from it. It's up for you to decide. So, who am I feeling today? I am feeling D&D again. That purple. All that purple. intuition and the throat chakra. Intuition and expression, since we're here. All right, Spirit. Let's see. Let's ease their fears, soothe their anxieties, and give them some advice, some food for thought on how to proceed forward on their journey. Anyone who watches this live, whether currently now in this time or afterwards when I post it, I ask that you remove the weight they're carrying from their shoulders and make their journey a little bit lighter. Thank you. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. A little shuffle to mix up the energies. Do it 4 times for stability. And a knock for all that negative energy to go away. So, Spirit, some advice for my collective here today on this interesting reading around their self-confidence. Thank you. The moon. Yes. Sideways again. Current energies. We're still going through the fog, the illusion, right? Still sifting through what's real and what's not. What's illusion, what's fantasy? It's the shining of the light on the shadows as well, right? The moon sees all. It shines light on everything. It's finding clarity in the darkness. Finding your truth. We're still shifting through here. We're still unfamiliar, but that's okay. Tell me more advice from my collective here. This time feels very scary. It feels way larger and scarier than it is. Caverns are often very dark and scary places. We're not really sure what's in them. They're unfamiliar territory, and that's terrifying. But if you look very closely, do you see all of the beauty in it? Do you see all of the things that you can use here? Same energy. Even though we're navigating through it, there's so many opportunities for things. There's so much you can use here. What could you possibly use these types of mushrooms for? Are they beneficial? All of them have uses, but we are currently looking at it as this big scary thing when it's not really. It's time to get creative. It's time to get creative. Some more advice from my collective here. Goodness gracious. Yes! Being creative will build the bridge. It will build the bridge that you were looking for. From one destination to another, right? We're a bit afraid of that little troll back there. We keep thinking there's a troll. There might be. That's okay. You can cross the bridge. And what are these? The well. It's deeper than you think. Okay, the well. There's a huge. This cavern is a big font of knowledge. So in this little scary time, there's a lot of knowledge to glean from it. If you would be willing to look, and that will serve as your bridge. So many blues, holy cow. It's your truth, it's your expression, it's your creativity. Gorgeous. The puzzle, yeah, it feels like this big puzzle. It feels so complicated, like we need all the intricate pieces, we need to know the perfect formula and all that. Ooh, butterfly, transformation. That's fine. It's okay if it feels scary. You're like this tree. You're already resilient. Look at this tree. Look what they've been through. They're still growing through a whole stone wall. That's you, friend. Like I said, you're the diamond in the rough. You've been through a lot of pressure, a lot of high heat, several million years of nonsense. And yet, there you are, diamond in the rough. You're just like the tree. Despite everything's attempts, you're still standing. And even though it seems complicated, this is still you. Even though you're afraid of that, you're like, but what if there's a troll under the bridge? And what if it's really complicated? And what if it's really scary? You'll still be here because you're still the tree. Your roots are firmly planted. You're good. Just because you don't feel confident in yourself doesn't mean you're not capable. You just don't see yourself that way. That doesn't make it true. And if someone else says you're not capable, they're a jerk. You're like, well, what do you mean? What is it then? The people who really care about you, the ones who really show up for you, they'll tell you you're the tree. The tree isn't confident it's going to make it. It's not. It has its roots. It hopes the roots stay in. It hopes. But yet it persists purely out of spite. I got spite earlier and I was wondering where that was going to come in. We're still here. We exist purely out of spite. Like, no matter what you throw at me, I will be this tree. I'm not leaving this wall. This is my spot and I will stand here. Same energy. Some more advice, Spirit. Hopefully not a cedar tree because I'm sick of those. Beautiful to look at, but my gosh. The gem. Again, you're a diamond in the rough. You don't think you're valuable? Just because you're a little scuffed up from all the BS you've been through? It's still a diamond. Just because it's not highly polished doesn't mean it's not worth anything. You're still a gem. You're still you. You still have all these beautiful tricks, knowledge, wisdom, things that you can do, knowledge that you can provide, wisdom that you can share. You still come to the table with something. You're still valuable. And even if you didn't, you exist, therefore you are worthy of existing. If you were not worthy of existing, you would not exist. It's like I say all the time, the only way to fail at life is to be dead. So if you're still here, congratulations, you're still valuable. Thank you for the reposts and likes, friends. Any more advice from the collective here? Yeah, even though we don't really necessarily see what's on the other side, we're still here. And Faye, get whimsy with it. That's that call to the inner child. I know this card looks so intense for whimsy, but it's a Fae dog. It's a dog that can teleport from one area to the next, right? You can easily take a really cute dog and put it there, okay? It's a blinker dog. Whimsy, how cool is that? It's a dog that teleports. Same thing. Bring some whimsy in. You notice how we shifted from all that blue into yellow, that self-confidence? The key to your self-confidence is by not being so serious. By not giving a damn. Not taking everything so serious. It's alright. It's alright to fumble. It's alright to laugh at yourself. It's alright to make mistakes. It's alright. It's alright if your first video's cringe. It's alright if your first product is terrible. It's fine. It's fine. If you keep showing up, if you just have a good time doing it, people will still love it. You'll get better at it because you'll actually be showing up and putting the work into it, you know? Interesting. And create more. The construct is something that is made by man, made by woman, made by human. Construct. Create. Create. Be less serious. Create. Stop judging yourself so hard. Create. Just create things. Humans are master manifestors. We're put here to create. So create. Create things. Creation is so good for your mental health. It really is. It is legitimately the best thing you can do for your mental health. You don't always have to be the creative like painting and stuff like that. You can be creative by being someone who's in architecture. You can be creative by playing around with math formulas. It's whatever gets the mind going and makes you think up new ideas and do things in a fun way. Create. When we write things, when we draw things, when we sketch things out, well, it's drawing, but when you write up new formulas and new equations, creation. Things that weren't here yesterday are here now. That's what we're here to do. If every single person, think about it, where would we be if the people who made phones, electricity, well, not made electricity, but light bulb, for example, where would we be if those people did the same thing, when they were confronted with, no one would ever want this, they just didn't put it out there? And how many iterations of those things have come since? They didn't make one and done. They've put out new ones over and over again, changing it whenever they discover flaws, whenever they discover new technologies, they put out a new version. You can do the same thing. And it's still, people still love it. They still show up for it. They still like it. You can do the same thing. Let's do last two. Thank you, Spirit. Rogue. Rogue. Interesting. Rogue. Construct and rogue. I'm sitting with it. It's like be whimsy. Strategic. Being strategic. So it's like combining strategy with whimsy. Yes, like I said, you're trying to find your discipline, so figure out what your discipline is. If you want to create, figure out what puts you in your whimsy while still meeting your goals. Strategy. Interesting. They threw me off. It was like, man, that is a serious looking card after I just said, don't be so serious. Thank you for the repost. Yeah, and don't be afraid of the comet. It only looks scary. It's interesting because comets are way worse than the tower. But comets are also interesting because where a comet hits may now be there are plenty of places where a comet hit and it's now like a flourishing new habitat. Comets aren't always bad. I mean, yes, it's wanton destruction. Yes, it has the possibility to upend things. But just because it's upending things doesn't mean it's upending things permanently. It's changing the routine entirely, but it's not necessarily in this way that causes despair or unrest. It's just change. Oh wow, I just noticed that was all the horizontal. So from beginning to end, we went from the moon being scary, this not knowing, to this comet being scary, the fear of the unknown. Interesting. And the way to combat that is to get creative, be more whimsy. Remember that no matter what the challenge is, you'll pull wisdom from it. You will build the bridge to the other side. You will figure out the puzzle. You will still be standing because you are still valuable. And all you really need to do is embrace your inner whimsy, be strategic with your whimsy, and create. So, that's all that I have for you today. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, for choosing me to be your reader for today. I always appreciate you guys. If you are interested in a personal reading, I offer that at the link in my bio. Please feel free to check it out. If you pop in here from the YouTube when I post it later, it'll be in the description box down below. go check that out, see if I vibe with you. If I do not, and this is the last that I see you, thank you again for being here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your morning, evening, whatever time frame you're watching this from. And remember, life is an ever crooked path, and you are never off of it, okay? You're welcome, friend. And if you have chosen to follow me and you do like my vibe, thank you. An extra special thank you to you. I wish you so much love, luck, joy, abundance, happiness, peace, prosperity, and healing on this journey. And yeah, I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.